Hello everyone, how are you? This is me, Yuliani, and this time I would like to give you a tutorial video about how to become a newsreader in college level, because I am not a local newsreader, let alone national one, but I did take some course in how to become a newsreader and how to become a TV reporter. So I kind of know a little thing or two about how to read news, and I'm going to give you the do's and the don'ts of news reading, and I'm also going to give you an example of the do's and don'ts taken from the videos recorded by my students as I instructed them to read news and record as they read the news. Okay, here you go. First, I'm going to give you the do's. The first of the do's is that you have to dress neatly and appropriately because you are going to be recorded in front of the camera. So yeah, I really recommend you dress neatly and appropriately. Second, you must greet before reading the news. You have to be friendly before you read the news, right? And there are 4 kinds of greetings and closings in reading news. First, if you say the greeting and you mention your name and then you read the news, then in the closing, you will say the closing phrase and you mention the name of the program, the news program, and you say your goodbye.
Good evening, this is Gita. The city administration has not wasted any. Today headline in 2 minutes, this is CNN headline.
The second one is when you say greeting and you go straight to reading news, in the closing you will say your name with for the name of the program. For example, I'm Yuliani for STBA News. You can also say the name of the program with your name. For example, this is STBA News with Yuliani.
Good evening, Mon Sinabong in Tanakaro, North Sumatra.
That is for today. This is Zarza for breaking news.
And the third one, if you say the greeting and you mention the name of the program and then you read news, in the closing, you will mention your name and you will say your goodbye. Here's an example of a video.
Good evening and welcome to Headline News Today. President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono on Thursday said he appreciated.
That's it for today with Suwanto. Good evening.
And then the fourth one, if you say greeting and you mention your name for the program and then you read news, for example, good evening, this is Yuliani for STBA News, the president blah 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 blah. Or you can also say the greeting, the program with your name, and you read news, for example, good evening, this is STBA News with Yuliani, the president blah 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 blah. You will close the news by just simply saying goodbye. Okay?
Good afternoon, this is Lady Santibanini for STBA News. The city administration has not wasted any time.
Good morning, this is Sarah for STBA News. President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono on Thursday.
That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for today. Have a nice day.
And the third do's is that if you read the text, given the fact that in my college we don't have teleprompter and we don't have high-tech facility to record news similar to the national TV channels. If you read the text, look to the camera every once in a while. Don't read the whole text and don't ignore the camera.
I extend my gratitude to our embassy in Kuala Lumpur, the lawyer and other government players who have worked hard to have Heni Arawati and Indah Kumarasari saved from that penalty sentence. Its attempt to free itself of animal abuse allegations. Mount Sinabung in Tanakaro, North Sumatra, erupted again on Thursday morning, sending volcanic ash high as 30,000 meters into the.
And then the fourth do is use appropriate speed. not too slow and not too fast.
In a series of raids that have been carried out across the city since Monday, the Public Order Agency as of Wednesday,
Agency head Yapari-ABA said on Wednesday that the monkeys were not in a good condition. They looked stressed and depressed.
The fifth do is to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. The sixth do is use rising and falling intonation. Do not use standard intonation and do not use robotic intonation. You're not robot, right?
the President said on his Twitter account at STBA.
But I really hope that all Indonesian nationals living abroad would obey the law and not commit crime, he said.
The seventh do is to use your facial expression appropriate with the content of the news you're reading. So if the news is a bad news, you may not smile a lot, right? You may not smile. You may frown your eyebrows just a little. And if the news is a good news, for example, the president's daughter is having a baby, you may smile a little, but not a lot. And you may not frown, right? Okay, so you must use facial expression appropriate with the content of the news you're reading. So that was all for the do's, and I'm going to continue the video tutorial about the don'ts in becoming a newsreader, and that's it. And you may check out the making of this video, okay, the bloopers. Enjoy, bye bye.
Speak your mind.
Presiden Bambang Susilo Yudhoyono on
Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono.
early in the day, Governor Joko Widodo is expected to mostly ignored and discussed.
Again, it's first day. Morning.
Oh, kok cepat sekali, Bu?
Bapak tadi pencet ini lagi.
Hah? Jadi pencetnya kapan ini?
Aduh Bu, sorry ya.
Kacau. Gimana Bu? Sorry, the Public Order Agency spoke as of Wednesday when using section of... Bu, maaf Bu, nggak bisa sih.